Hi, I'm Christina Giorgio and welcome back to my hair series where we're creating easy fondant hairstyles together in real time. If you stumbled on this video first, make sure you go back and watch this very first one in the series. That's where I explain the main problems people face with fondant hair and how to fix them. You'll also find my free 4-part video series linked in the description. Grab it, download this template and watch the video so you can make one of these cool mannequin heads to practice your hairstyles on. Once you've got those ready, come back and follow along with me step by step. You'll get amazing results. I'm gonna do some long hair and short hair. I've got a much smaller amount for the short hair and about the same, maybe just a little bit smaller than the head for the longer hair. I'm gonna roll both of these out. Gonna make the shorter one a little wider than normal because I really want it to come around the sides more. So there's the shorter one, and then for the longer one, okay, so we're going to add the streaks into both, the same as we always would, in one direction, as we have discussed in the other videos. I'm going to keep going down in this direction. And because you're going to see a bit of the front of this, you want to do very gently, just do the edges so you can see that texture from the front. There's that one. And we're going to do the same for the shorter haired one. We're going to do straight hair 2 ways. All right, so if we start with the big one, I can show you something pretty cool. If you did it this big, but you wanted short hair and you didn't do it that size, you would just start higher, okay? And then you'd make your crease there. But as we want it long, I'm going to start here. I want it the length of the body we have, really. I'm going to bring it up, and then I'm going to pinch it here, and then that is going to get snipped off. Bringing the paste together, making it stick easily, and then that is your foundation for your hair that's down. Now it's coming out quite a bit, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to add a little bit of water because I don't want this coming off. Okay, so you can keep it fairly flat. If you keep it flatter to the face, it's easier to add more strands of hair. You can cut into this and flick it forward if you want to, but you need to cut into a point like that. So I could cut down that streak that I created, and then I can just let it come over. So it just adds a tiny bit of extra movement. See here as well, that might be quite nice to just cut that one. Just a little bit, pinch the end, clean it up. You've just added the tiniest bit of movement to your hair without doing much. Minimal effort for maximum impact. That's what we like, isn't it? A little bit of water, again, on the head. Now, if this is super dry and you can't get this tacky, you could actually put it on here. And remember, if you want to just practice hair and then you want to take it off again afterwards, use vegetable fat instead. Okay, so I'm going to pop it on like this. Actually, I might go a little bit lower because I want to show you. And also I wanted to say, don't worry if you get splits in the hair, just push it back down. So you can just cover it up later. This is just your foundation. This is the bit that covers up the back of the head so we don't have any bald bits poking through. And then this is the shorter hairstyle. But what we can do, which I think looks super cool, is if you cut it in. How about we cut it in so it's got a dead straight angle here, all the way around. So if you're giving her a haircut, you need to make it even all the way around. You don't want lots of jaggedy edges either. If you've come too far across the face and you don't like it, I mean, I haven't, but you can always snip up like this. It's okay to snip little bits off, but not if you've got loads of bits hanging everywhere. We can make it quite a definite cut hair then. Yeah, like that. So we've got two different types here. With this one, how about we do it slightly looser and wavy, and this one dead straight. You can just add a couple of pieces to the top here. So always start with your longer pieces. So you'll want tapered sausage. And then just tap it down. Create your streaks. And then you can add this. Now I tend to like to do it over the top there. And you can always, if it's not long enough, hold the top and pull it. Just like that. We can do another one on the other side. I think it just really cleans up the front of the face and this edge here. Remember I said before on another video, you want to keep these bits stuck down because if they lift up, they can snap off later when they're dry. So just be careful of that because then it looks a bit rubbish. So again, I can pop it there, hold it with my finger and then slightly pull it all the way down. Give myself a nice edge there. Let's go over the top of that, like that. Looks better. So you really do just have to play with it and see whichever looks best. And then I'm gonna do like one little thin hanging strand because I think that looks quite cute. Tap it down. I want this much thinner, this one. And you can actually have it coming across the face if you want to. I think it will look better. Like that. And then cut it, if you cut in here, it just ensures that it stays on. So you can add as many streaks if you like. I quite like to keep it simple. We're doing easy hairstyles, aren't we? So there's that one. All right then, this one. Again, I'm just gonna do the fronts. Now I think this is slightly too big, but that's fine because I want to show you what to do with this one. And especially if you want it slightly thinner, I quite like the thin look for this one. So let's do two of these. If you roll them out, and then add your streaks again into there every time, down there. When you do these, what you're going to want to do is line it up at the bottom. Then bring it to the top. When you get to the top, you can take a craft knife and cut it away like that. And we can always cut that again in a minute. A little bit of water. It's quite dry in here today, so it's drying quicker than I want. And then you can just snip that to match the rest of the hair. You can do the same on this side. we could do a bit of a fringe. I think more of a dead straight fringe for that would look quite cool. We're going to want to make this kind of shape. We're going to pop it in like that. Cut this more dead straight here. We want this kind of look. We want to make sure it fits in quite well. I think even smaller. Now what we're going to do is we're going to cut to here. So when we come, we're going to come to here all the time. Because this is where all the hair would meet from. If we go in this way, you'll get slightly nicer edges, a little bit pointier. And then what you can do is you can cut just little bits out so it doesn't look as full. You don't have that end blunt look. Then you can like move it a little bit if you want to. Pick it up. I'm going to go underneath with the craft knife and then you can pop it in there. I'm going to pop it under her hair there. Cut it in again to the top of her hair, just so you can make sure it all seals in. And a few of these you can slightly lift it in areas. And then you've got, you can actually cut some of it out if you don't want it so full. Little bits of gaps. Now because this face is very dry, I'm able to slightly cut on it and it's not marking, which is fantastic. Which is why it's nice to let your heads dry before adding hair, because you're not going to squash anything right now. Normally you dig your finger in here, but none of that's happening, so we can just create with ease and then we can play without having to worry about that. So I wouldn't really put ears on when their hair's like this. We've got short and dead straight, long, straight, the slight wave. I bet you've created something amazing that you're super proud of. But I hate to break it to you, there is no amount of great hair that can save a very scary face or a body that's out of proportion. You've got to get the basics right. Don't get me wrong, this has been a fabulous start. Learning to use your hands, your tools, and working with paste. But if you really want to nail the foundations of modelling, grab my free 4-part video series. And if you love these kind of tips and want behind the scenes extras and resources that you're not going to find anywhere else, come and join us in the K Creators Club. Everything's linked below. And if you're ready for the next hairstyle, it's right here in this video. I'll see you there.